Hi, and welcome to episode 107. And yeah, hello, how have you been? Hope you had a great week. I've been suffering from Sakura blues, which means that yesterday I tried to fix it by eating Japanese snacks near some cherry blossom trees, or cherry trees, that were in bloom. Didn't really help, so yeah. It's just that Facebook and other places are reminding me that this time last year I was in Japan and just having to go to work. Less fun. The snacks did help a bit, even though I didn't get my favorite snacks. But yeah. Eat more Calbee, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, this time last week, I had a little progress on a few things. That's the same this week. I was hoping to have an FO, but you actually have to work on things for them to finish. A novel idea, I know. But let's just get into it. You know what's coming, right? This is my slightly tangled Anna Johanna pattern. It's wrought iron. And there's not a whole lot to say about this other than I did get a little work done. Not a whole lot. It's just... Oop. That's one of the skeins gone. A little work done, not a whole lot. This is, as ever, the Knitter's Kitchen silver sparkle sock in Asteroid, which I bought at Fiberfolk in, I want to say November. Was it November? Doesn't matter to you. Fiberfolk is being held in Roskilde, I think, this week, or weekend. So I hope, if you have the chance and were so inclined, that you went and looked at yarn. I'm a little biased because I do like Duvike who dyes this yarn, but I love the sparkle. For something relatively simple color-wise as this, it's pretty monochrome. It's just the white and the grey. The sparkle really adds a lot, and so do the little speckles of blue that just pop up every now and then. Yeah. Really love it, want to finish it. Apparently don't want to knit on it. Don't know what that's about. It's not a hard pattern. The hardest part is just this lace part, which isn't hard at all. There's no shaping in the body, so it's just straight up and down. I will consider how far I want to knit it, because it is pretty long for the size I'm knitting anyway. I think it might be pretty long just in general, and it's definitely longer than the longest I like my jumpers. So usually I will knit to around 43 centimeters from under my arm. I think this one has you knit 42 centimeters in this size, which is the 44, I think. No, 40. Don't remember what size it is that I'm knitting. It's very close to my bust size. It's not 44, it has some positive ease. So it's a 47, 48 maybe. I should know what size I'm knitting. Anyway, the pattern calls for you to knit this lace part and until you hit 42 centimeters under the arm, which doesn't sound, I mean, I usually go to 43 if I want something longer. Or is it 42? See? I should know this. But it then has you add 5 centimeters of ribbing, meaning it'll be 47. Oh yeah, I've been listening to the radio, so my phone's connected to my speaker. Sorry about that. Anyway, that would put it at 47, which is 4 or 5 centimeters longer than and I like to go mid-hip, or even deep hip, if you want. Fun fact, I like to measure it by where my underwear cuts off on the leg. Don't know why, it's just that's the spot I usually try to aim for when I'm going for a full length thing. Don't know about fun. But yeah, that would, I mean, it would be probably enough to cover my bum, maybe, perhaps. And that's not really a look I tend to go for. So I'll either, no, I will shorten it, and I'll try to aim for that underwear leg part, which is still a fair bit off, as you can tell, because yeah, we shouldn't even have this discussion yet. But I like to plan. I like planning. As you can see, it will have a bit of positive ease, but not as much as the pattern recommends. So I like to go off pattern with some things. So yeah, still a long way to go, but I like working on it. I only just do it in small increments because there's a lot of purling. That's my main issue. There's a lot of purling. Something that has little purling at the moment is my Emilie cardigan. Oh, one sleeve is the wrong way out. And I say one sleeve because last week I think I just finished the sleeve cap on one sleeve. There's now one sleeve. And there's almost 2 sleeves. I'm working on the ribbing right now. I'm almost halfway with the ribbing. It's just a simple 3x2 ribbing, which means ribbing, neck, and then button bands. And it means that I can actually try it on now. Yarn placement is the key when you're still attached. One sleeve, and there it went. 2 sleeves. Of course it needs a wash and a block and all that. And I need to not stab myself with the needles. Always a good point. Yeah. It's a little fitted cropped cardigan. It sits right around maybe just below my belly button. So Just, as I said, it just needs button bands and just something to clean out the colour with. I think the colour is another 3x2 rib, and the button band might be as well. And since this is a cropped cardigan, it won't take a whole lot of stitches. But yeah. And this style of cardigan, the longer styles I like to wear open. This style I like to wear closed. I say this style, I only have 2 others in this style. But yeah, when I wear them closed. I'm still not 100% sure about this colour. I think it's because, as you can see, I like bright colours, and this darker blue here is just, I don't know, in my head it looks not old-fashioned, because old-fashioned would be right up my alley. It's just boring, maybe. But that just means that it'll go with a lot of dresses and tops. See? I could totally rock these 2 together. Yeah. I think it's just when you're used to bright colours, or maybe not bright, but more intense colours, this very dark blue greyish colour, this seems a bit plain, which is fine. Plain is fine. The yarn is Uld. Couldn't tell you what bath it was. I have it on my project page, because my project page links to the stash entry. So yeah, I think it's just a combination of this being so dark and it being spring out and me wanting bright light colours. I think that's it. That's really the issue here. It's not really an issue, it's just I'm not loving this cardigan. Because for right now, it's not what I want. But I want it finished so I can cast on something else in a crazy colour, or a brighter colour, or something more springish. Like casting on Castell in this colour, or which isn't really bright or anything, it's a colour as compared to this being a colour. I don't know. My brain doesn't make sense sometimes, but I think it's just all of this, we're doing what we feel like doing and not making your crafting a tedious experience. So if you don't want to do something, you shouldn't force yourselves to do it. At the same time, I really want this finished because I know when we get to autumn, I will love it. Oh dear. My camera is blinking at me. I forgot to put in to charge the battery. Hang on. Because I have more to talk about. We'll just have a magic break. And we're back. Now with power cable in. Anyway, since we are talking colours and so on, I am wearing the DP 501. DP is the company, and they don't name their things, they just give them numbers. How very French. Yeah, it's, you can't tell. It has a longer front than back. The back goes to here. So yeah, just in case you're wondering. And it doesn't take a whole lot of fabric as well. So you can go for those a little more expensive luxury fabrics, or you know, justify it differently than you would normally justify buying expensive fabric. Anyway, last piece of knitting I've been doing is the front piece of my Apricite. This is, I think this is the third skein of Hjelholt Håndværksgarn. It's called Red, Bordeaux maybe. It's a number. And I have done the ribbing. I have done 10 repeats of this eyelet pattern here. And, oh, sorry. Right now, the front and the back are identical. The difference will be that the front is open. Well, it's buttoned, but it opens. So I have measured my back and I will be knitting to 25 repeats of the lace pattern, whatever. And then read what I have to do with the neck. Yeah. This goes a little faster than the other ones. First of all, I only have 109 stitches on the needle. The needle is a 4.5mm needle, which is a bit tough in the hands. Well, not tough, but it feels wrong somehow in the hands when you're used to knitting with 3.5mm needles, which is sort of my, at the moment, I say at the moment, for the past couple of years has been my comfort zone almost. So yeah. As I said, I have the back finished, need to do the front, and then it's just sleeves. And I have a feeling that the sleeves will be, in the pattern will probably be knitted separately and then seamed. I'm thinking of, if they are, I'm thinking of instead going what I did with the Emilie cardigan says, and to do pick up and do short rares for the sleeve cap and knit down. If it even is a sleeve cap, might just be straight on. We'll tackle that when we get to it, but yeah. Still in love with this colour. See, it's not that the other colour is dark, it's just colour. And this will sit below, a couple of centimeters below my belly button, so it won't be full length and it won't really be cropped. I think the pattern calls it a semi-cropped or sort of cropped top, and it is slightly oversized, but not as much as the pattern states. So yeah. I'll determine the, as you can see I have to seam the sides, and the advantage to that is that you can choose to seam as little or as much as you want compared to how big you want your sleeve. On the wrought iron you get everything gathered on one needle, so instead I start knitting it around, or we've discussed this, it's actually back and forth but in the round, yeah. So you need to take into account how big a sleeve you need. So this is easier, but it's not the way I like to work. Prefer knitting it all in one. And a lot of patterns are really like that, which is great. So yeah. It doesn't take too long to knit this pattern, and it is easily memorized. Just have to do it. And again, we get back to the whole concept of if you want to finish something, you have to work on it. As I said, this is all my knitting, but I have been doing a bit of sewing. Tiny bit of sewing. And I have to be careful because I have pins in this. This is the Brooklyn skirt by Seamwork. Seamwork is a Colette magazine. Yeah, Colette. And it is not a pleated skirt, but it does have a big pleat in the front. So you have a quite tiny looking front, but it gives a lot of movement, or allows for a lot of movement. It is currently, and it is still full of thread. The fabric is a cooker fabric of some kind. I've attached the waistband, which will be doubled over and will be lining itself. See, I even pressed it like I'm supposed to. It will be a high-waisted skirt, which is what I've been talking about doing for the longest time. The next step in this is that I need to put in the invisible zipper, which I already have attached. And yeah, then it's just sewing, putting in the zipper, sewing it, and tagging down the waistband and hemming it. The pattern doesn't come with pockets, but I mean, everything needs pockets, so I put in pockets. I stole the deep pockets from the assembly line V-neck. And I could have done it in a fun pop of color fabric, but just did it in the same. I think I cut this on the bias, but that's because of the pattern that sweeps across the fabric. I wanted to take full advantage of it. It is a bit random, which I like. I was going to make this a plain black skirt, and I might still do a plain black cotton skirt, but I saw this and just thought, need it. And it will sit, okay, ow, around here. So my thinking is, with a high-waisted garment, I can always choose to wear something longer with it, or I can wear something shorter, or I can just stuff it into the waistband. Whereas with lower stuff, you're really stuck with something longer. So, plus I like the way it looks on me with a high-waisted thing. I mean, that's pretty cute. That's really the requirement, isn't it? That you like the way something looks on you. I am thinking that I will make a plain black version of this, but I'm also thinking that instead of doing the pleated version, I might do a version where I just use the back piece and you know, cut one on the fold and cut the two back pieces, so that it's more of a A-line skirt and not a, it's not a full skirt, this, but it does feel a little more full because of the little puff it gets. And let's not ignore that it also feels a bit full because I do have a belly that I'm hiding underneath. Well, not hiding, just that I have underneath. So yeah, almost a complete skirt done. And considering how my sewing is going, that's actually pretty good. I think that's it. It is a really nice shape, I will say that. I couldn't imagine going with a stiff fabric for this, because I think it would just be too, it would stand too much. It's more, I really love it with this drapey fabric. An A-line might be nice. If I did it as an A-line, it might be nice in a more stiff fabric. But then again, you wouldn't have it be as full, so the stiffness wouldn't... I don't want to say the word problem, but that's the one that springs to mind. It's not a problem. A stiff full skirt looks lovely, if that's the look you're going for. Oh yeah. If I finish this, well, I really will be justified in starting all of the cropped summer tops, won't I? I mean, I already have some I can wear with it, but the other skein of this, bright neon, is caked up because I'm planning on doing the tongue-tied pattern by, Poison Girls, which is a vintage inspired cropped top. I'm going to do it in this bright orange and pair it with this skirt. I mean, talk about colour. And it might look strange and hideous and make me stand out. I don't care. I'm loving this colour. Can't imagine a full garment in it, but a crop top? Definitely. Fun. But yeah, that's why there's only one skein behind me now, because the other one's caked up over there. Because I like to apparently plan and dream while I'm working through the things I'm working on. And really, potentially, I am looking at being able to finish, well, that one will definitely, the cardigan will be finished. And there's also the potential for finishing my Apricite, which isn't really in season, kind of is, because it'll be a good layering piece for the mornings and evenings. And will be cropped, so it will still sit nicely with my skirt, which is an argument for making more of them. And maybe next time I'll do it in a plain black cotton, like I said I would. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. And I think my laundry's just about done, so that seems like a good time to end. It is we are approaching Easter, which means, well, we are approaching Easter, and I have Thursday and Friday off next week, which means I'm going to Funen. We'll be staying there over the weekend. So I won't be seeing you on Saturday. I might be seeing you on Tuesday, maybe. Not this Tuesday, the following Tuesday. And then I will probably push it until Easter Monday. Maybe. Just do Sunday since I do have the days off, so it might be productive. Yeah. So, see you sometime. Have a great week. Bye. I said bye.